morning. It's Saturday. I'm outside. I'm actually on the deck at the little house. And I'm just doing sort of an update video of things that are happening in the yard and the changes that are happening. The James rocket is starting to fade away, so a lot of things will be coming down and the beds will look shorter. And I'm cleaning a lot of stuff up that's all done and needs deadheaded or straightened, or there's surprise little clumps of grass or something that show up that I'm removing. Anyway, so things are changing, progressing into the summertime, and some hungry kids. I'll have to feed them in just a second. Anyway, I came over here because I wanted to show you, and I don't know if it'll show up in the camera, but I was cleaning up the forget-me-nots in this planter box and discovered baby cat spiders. I love cat spiders. They are so cool looking, and I love their beautiful webs that they make. We always call them our girls when they make them up around the house. Anyway, this is when the little baby cat spiders hatch out, and they're all in this like total web of stuff, and a gust of wind or a drop of rain or disturbance to the columbine that they're hanging onto, and they fall like little tiny raindrops. They just cascade everywhere. They are just so darn cute, and it's amazing when you look at all these kids how few actually survive and grow to maturity. And then they are here all summer putting on their growth, and they get big and they catch all kinds of stuff in their webs. And then in the fall, when it gets cold, they drop to the ground and they crawl off and they die. But they are amazing. I love insects, but I love these little cat spiders, and they're just adorable. Anyway, I had to share that with you today. The other thing that I wanted to tell you about, I mentioned the other day that I had a wild peony, and it's not cooperating today because it's overcast. Feels like we might have a thunderstorm. But this is the wild peony, and it closes up at night or when it's overcast, which obviously other peonies do not do that, but this one does. And when it opens, and I'll try to get a picture of it open when we've got some sun again, it opens up flat, and it has a yellow, bright yellow center, and it's a very simple looking flower, but it's really beautiful. And birds brought this to me, so I'm very grateful for this. And but I wanted to show you, it's still closed up. It's not nighttime, but it's overcast, so it's not showing its little face to us yet this morning. Anyway, over here on the other side of the deck, things are filling in nicely, and the host is very happy. Oh, lots of deadheading and some other things to do. But here is what's happening, and daylilies are about ready to open. Boy, it really is summertime when the daylilies open, and everything changes then. Lots of stuff is all done, and it looks very lush and green, less flowery, but anyway, wanted to share the peony with you and the cute little spiders. The sage is blooming at this point. The milkweed is coming along, getting ready to welcome whoever would like to have a taste of it, the monarchs especially, but sometimes the swallowtails. And then the back of the bed behind old cherry tree. And the comfrey going crazy. This is all sterile comfrey that I plant in the yard, but I try really hard not to dig around it, because if you do, you spread it everywhere. And I have real specific places I'd like to keep it. I made the mistake of trying to remove bishop's weed close to where the comfrey lives over in a raised bed in another part of the yard, and ended up, I think I've got 4 comfrey plants over there, and that was not what I intended to do. Rhodie is in full bloom at this point, and as I said, the Dames rocket is starting to finish up, and the the Honesty plants are continuing to make their little seeds. But a lot of this stuff will be coming down soon. I'll save some so that I have seeds for next year. And because I really do love the show that they put on, and it's really great for the pollinators. The bees and the butterflies really love it. And a lot of the kale is down now because it's gone to seed, and I've got it drying on the patio. And this iris is Breakers. It's one I've had for a long time. I've lost quite a few of my irises because they don't like to be crowded like these flower beds are now. They like some open space. So they ended up not being super happy with all those changes. I do have something I want to share. And hi Peru. There's Peru. Hi Heiny. Anyway, this area is between our house and Sandra's house, and it used to be the pheasant pens. We lost the pheasants last year. They were 6.5. Coriander had a big tumor and cancer and passed away, and Kara, we think, died of a broken heart because he just gave up. But these roses, this rose that's on the left is an antique rose from over at the little house. I have no idea what its name is, but the house was built over there in 26, so it's some kind of old traditional rose. And then the rose on the right we got from our neighbor Nancy, and she gave me a cutting, and so we trained it, planted it here, and trained it up over an arbor that we made in front of the pens. And we've been leaving this section here to grow because we're going to do another arbor for over in Sandra's yard specifically. And we finally we went to visit Nancy's garden yesterday. It's really fun to visit other people's gardens. And she had an arbor, this cool arbor that apparently broke or fell down or something. And so she took it apart and asked if there was anything we could do with it, if we could use any of it. And it was like, well, of course, because I can pirate all kinds of stuff and turn it into cool things over here. So we're going to use that to build the arbor for or part of it, to build the arbor for the rose. So we're pretty excited about that. Anyway, so main house yard, obviously. And the little spruce tree, the little baby spruce tree that is now like 8+ feet tall, that obviously was a baby from the grandmother and great aunt trees in the fairy woods. And I didn't pull it or dig it up or transplant it or anything because I thought Tom would like to use it for bonsai and transplant it into a pot and do bonsai. But he never got around to it. And so when it was 5 years old, I said, well, you can't dig this guy up now because now he lives here. So here he is. And I usually put twinkle lights on him in the winter time, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that this year. He's getting pretty tall. Here's some more peonies, old traditional ones blooming. And oh, a nasturtium has poked up in the barrel right here. This was my asparagus barrel. Notice all the asparagus not. I think I have one that's probably viable. That was really disappointing, but it was that late freeze that we had in May, and that took away, killed all the pears. The pear tree was loaded. All the pears froze and fell off. All the sweet cherries are gone. We're lucky that we've got Golden Delicious apples, because Nancy was saying she has no apples. She has no peaches. I don't have any peaches, but Sandra has several on her tree in a different, it's out in her front yard, not back here. So that's pretty exciting. But most of the tree fruit we lost in that freeze. That was pretty heartbreaking. We were really excited and looking forward to that. Here's our original roadie, a little old kid back here in the corner. And there used to be a park bench here so that you could walk down the path here and just sit at the end of the old gate. And I try to have lots of places you can just sit and think and be and enjoy and be tucked away amidst something. And but it got covered in moss and lichen, and it's fallen apart. I think the boards are over here. So we took it apart, and there are the boards, and they're so cool. So last year we used some of those, and Tom, because he's great at framing, he made a door and a window for us. And so for Midsummer's Eve, we did a fairy door and a fairy window, and decorated them, adorned them. So we'll be doing that again just for fun. But it's great because it's all covered in moss and stuff, and then we put them out here in the fairy woods. So the bishop's weed, as usual, is gone bionic, and so I have to get in here and start opening some spots up again around the trees and around the things I've planted so they don't get crowded out, especially the little pawpaw trees in here. But and my ground raspberry, man, that stuff just wants to swallow it up. He's kind of back there in that indent, but you can't really see him. I also, any places that look pretty disturbed and you see dry foliage, I dug up a clump of camas lilies, and I've been trying to find places for them in the yard. I really wanted to naturalize them, but it's always hard to do that at this time of year because there's so much stuff that's grown up. But I did plant some back here. I have about 50 more bulbs to find homes for, so I will be working to do that and get that done. But I don't know if I have panned up to show you like the canopy that's over this yard. We have over 60 trees. I think I counted them one time, and there were 64 or 8 or something. I need to inventory them again and just count them. But we have a huge overstory back here, not just in the fairy woods, through the whole yard. Even though I usually point the camera at the beds, it's pretty big back here, pretty heavy, and with trees, which is way cool. Anyway, I want to close by saying I hope you enjoyed this morning's yard tour and the little cute spiders. And when the antique peony or the wild peony opens, then I will try to get a picture of it open and again up into the trees. And that's it for today. Thanks. Love you guys. Bye.